Set yourself on fire, and people will come to watch you burn. This is what was said of the revival speakers from the Great Awakening revivals in the 18th and 19th centuries. They had so much passion for what they were doing that it was said that they set themselves on fire, referring to the fire of their passion. They would set themselves on fire and people would come to watch them burn. Even people that disagreed with their message were coming to hear what they had to say simply because of their passion. Hey fellow enthusiasts, this is Tommy Lanham and I am on a mission to help you break out of the monotony of the mundane and the mediocre so you can break through to your enthusiasm zone. Christian counselor Larry Crabb used to say that the core problem is not that we are too passionate about bad things, but it's that we are not passionate enough about good things. People oftentimes come up to me and they go, wow, you are so full of energy. How much coffee do you drink every day? Here's the kicker. I don't drink coffee. I never drink coffee. Matter of fact, I take very little caffeine into my body. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink tea. I don't drink colas. I eat a small amount of dark chocolate from time to time. And that's it. That's all the caffeine that comes into my body. Because this energy that you see in me is not chemically induced. It's a passion. It's a passion that gets me up in the morning. A passion that keeps me up late at night. A passion that drives me throughout the day. What I'm doing right here, I don't do this because I want to see myself on video. Matter of fact, I am very uncomfortable seeing myself on video. If you don't believe me, ask my wife. The reason I do it is because I'm passionate about the message. I am passionate about helping you break out of the monotony of the mundane and the mediocre so you can break through to your enthusiasm zone. This is what gets me up in the morning. It's what keeps me up at night. It's what drives me throughout the day. It's what drives me to put on retreats and events simply to help you and others break through to their enthusiasm zone. It all comes from the passion. You cannot live with enthusiasm without engaging your heart, engaging your passion. So how do you do that? Well, first of all, you've got to get reconnected with whatever your passion is. Now, maybe there's some of you out there, you're already there, and if you are, great. Love it. Continue to grow in that and to pursue that. Make sure it's a godly passion because there are ungodly passions, and that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about those godly passions that God has put in your heart and living those out. But if you are asking, how do I find my passion? That's a great question. Here's 3 more questions that will help you do that. The first question is, what do you love to talk about? What do you love to talk about? Jesus said in Matthew chapter 12, verse 34, that out of the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. What is it that you've got to talk about? Anytime you hear somebody else talking about it, you've got to join the conversation. If you hear about it on TV, man, you've got to watch that show or that news program or whatever it is that's talking about that. You see something come up on the internet, you got to click on it because it's about something that you are passionate about, something that you love to talk about. And if you can't find it in anywhere of those areas, man, you talk about it. You go out, you start up the conversation because it's something that you are passionate about. What do you enjoy and love talking about? The second question you can ask yourself, if money was not an issue and I knew that I could not fail, what would I do with my life? Answering that question can give you a clue as to what your passion is. Now, I'm not talking about a lazy answer. Oh, if money wasn't an issue and I knew it couldn't fail, man, I would spend the rest of my life sitting in the recliner watching TV and drinking a beer. That's not what I'm talking about. That's a lazy answer. I'm talking about a passionate answer. I'm talking about a real answer. What would you do with your life? What do you think God wants to do with your life? If money was not an issue and you knew you could not fail, what would you do with your life? If you honestly answer that, not lazily, but honestly answer that question, it will begin to give you a clue on what your passion is. And the third question, when you were a kid, what did you enjoy doing or dreaming about? Because you see, as we grow up, and I use that term loosely, as we grow up, we tend to grow out of our passions. And we pretend like that is maturity. But I believe just the opposite is true. I believe that is immaturity. Maturity is allowing our passions to grow with us. Not leaving them behind, but allowing them to grow with us until they become realities. They lead us to the dreams that God has for us, and they become realities. We don't just put that passion aside because it's tough, or because we're trying to be practical, or because things didn't work out. That passion continues to come with us. That is a mark of maturity. When you are in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond, and you're still living out your passion, that's a mark of maturity, folks. It's very immature to leave your passion back at your childhood. So remember back, if you can reflect back, when you were a kid, what did you enjoy doing or dreaming about when you were a kid? If you can answer those questions, and I would encourage you to maybe even make a list from each one of those questions. What do you love to talk about? If money was not an issue and you knew you could not fail, what would you do with your life? And what did you enjoy doing or dreaming about when you were a kid? Sitting down, taking some specific, serious time to answer those three questions will help you better understand what your passion is. And from there, you can take action to engage your heart. You will never break through to your enthusiasm zone until you make the decision to engage your heart. Guys, if you want to hear more from me or you want to work for me, I encourage you to go to TommyLanham.com. We can get together and set up something to talk together and see if we can work together. I really encourage you to look at our signature event, the Enthusiasm Experience. That is when we go through this decision as well as the other 7 decisions that we make in order to break through to our enthusiasm zone. We take 50 plus hours and we go through each one of these in detail. It is an excellent weekend. People have described it as a breakthrough. It's not just an experience, it's a breakthrough. It changes their life from there on out. And it's just an amazing experience. So I encourage you to go to TommyLanham.com and click on the Enthusiasm Experience and see when our next one is going to be. It's always in September, but we have it at different places each year. So find that information, and you can also register there as well. And if you have any questions about it, you can always get in touch with me. I have contact information on my website. Get in touch with me. Let's get on a phone call and let's see if this is something that will benefit you. All right? We would love to see you guys there. But whether you do that or whether you don't, make the decision to engage your heart. Because if you make your decisions, you will ignite your fire and you will live with enthusiasm. Here we go.